Palm oil grows solely in the tropics and it's in direct competition with tropical rainforest. We're removing this rainforest, causing enormous issues of carbon release, biodiversity collapses, and of local smog as well. What we're trying to do is not replace palm oil, but curb the growth in the sector to leave virgin rainforest behind, which can continue to act as a carbon sink. And for that, we need alternatives. And that's where we're looking at cellular agriculture and producing the oil in a yeast to be that replacement. My name is Professor Chris Chuck, and I work in the Department of Chemical Engineering at the University of Bath. To bring sustainable technologies to market, it takes an enormous amount of person power, of time, of effort and money. Within the EPSRC Sustainable Manufacturing Hub, we've developed a yeast which creates an oil droplet inside the cell. We can feed this yeast on waste resources like agricultural residues or even bread waste and grow the oil in a far more sustainable manner than replacing virgin forest with more palm oil trees. The process starts with us needing to break down the waste food into sugars. Once we have the sugars, we can feed the yeast. Once we feed the yeast and it grows up to its maximum biomass, it's created an oil droplet in the cell. We then need to take the yeast out of the reactor, get the yeast out of the water, blow the cell open, which releases the oil. Now the oil is actually very pure at this point, so we need minimum refining before it's ready to be used in products such as cosmetics, food, or even biofuels. There are three main challenges that we see. In the first, making sure that the product specification is a direct replacement for what it's used of in industry. And we ensure that by working with industrial partners. Number two is getting these processes to scale. It's very difficult to grow organisms and microbes at scale. Very few organisms can do it and do it in a sterile, safe and repeatable way. So that's a real challenge. And then the third is that we are producing novel foods. These are different to what we use already. And there's a large regulatory pathway we have to go through to be able to ensure that they're safe for the end consumer. Now with the EPSRC Sustainable Manufacturing Hub, we'll be really delving into how the organism functions in an industrial environment, and this allows us to optimize it to really drive the cost down to be competitive with edible oils. These technologies are not only more environmentally benign than what they're replacing, but they cut down on global supply chains. So we'll be looking at producing localized oils from local wastes, allowing a more stable supply of the oil and allowing food security within the UK.